Another monthly music meeting, number 13. This is part 2 of how to pick a team. To me personally, I think it's a good thing to even consider when picking a team, even anything, whether it's we focusing on music, obviously, but like, and I don't take the credit for the title. It comes from a book that I'm reading. Shout out my homie Ye. He gave me this book from one of his homies. I think he either was coming home or he coming home.
What's his name?
I forgot. You know Ye though.
Ye?
Yeah, you know Ye. But he was he gave him this book, and it's called All You Need to Know About the Music Business. I got an older copy, but I like the older copy because you got to be able to go back. See, it even got where it came from on there and shit. It's got some good stuff in here, and that's one of the titles. Dude, I'm gonna have to do a part 3.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's so much information. I was like, you know what, I can skip this. I'm like, well, I don't look at it like I'm skipping it. I'm giving you enough information for you to have to go and either buy the book, look it up, because his interview's on YouTube, the dude who wrote it. Yeah. I just gotta get you interested. You know what I mean? If I'm worried about signing a contract, and this all I need to know about the music business in here, I'm gonna go try to find something about a contract in this book. Yeah. All you need to know about the music business. What we do as LessWork, we turn our talents into a service. Everybody, you know what I mean, in the city of Madison, at least see us in the attempt doing that. I believe as musicians first, rappers, hip hop artists, writers, singers, all that, first we have to understand that our talent is a service. And that's what the monthly music meeting in so many words break down. That how you gotta depict the services that you offer naturally as an artist. You know what I mean? What you do for yourself naturally is a product to somebody else who will pay for that shit. So first things first is who's on first. Basically, like, who's the first person on the team?
We're in a unique position because unlike managers or agents who who are limited into certain areas of their activities, or managers are limited to the number of people they can handle because it's so time intensive, lawyers can take on more and know a lot about all the different deals with all the different companies and all the different aspects of an artist's life. The lawyers in the music industry sometimes get involved in helping artists find deals. That can be at the youngest level, with artists starting out, or go to a younger music lawyer who knows all the record companies, has relationships, and can help get somebody's CD heard much faster and at a higher level than you could just walking in on your own, to the very highest levels where we'll make deals for major artists that may be looking for a specific kind of deal or between contracts, and we'll help go to the different companies, structure the deal, and negotiate it. Most of a lawyer's day is spent, if you're a transactional lawyer like I am, as opposed to a litigator, which is someone who goes to court, is spent in either drafting, negotiating, or dealing with various contracts. It used to be that most of my day was spent on the telephone. Since email started, I would have to say that a biggest chunk of my day may be spent just dealing with the floods of emails that come in, which in the beginning was so much more convenient because you didn't have to wait for someone to get off the phone, but in the end turns out to be that everyone expects instantaneous response because they've set it off and it's been 3 minutes. So in that sense it's sped up life, but it ends up taking quite a bit of time because I spend a lot of time on the emails. People have asked whether or not lawyers have ears, meaning are they able to listen to music and hear a hit and know whether something's going to work and be able to tell. The reality is that I don't. I know that some lawyers say they do, but if I like something, I'd actually be worried about it if I were one of my clients. So I don't hold myself out as doing that. I don't have a good track record with finding hits in the rough. But some lawyers say that they do, and I have no reason to think they don't. It's just never been a specialty of mine. Music lawyers work with clients primarily who are artists, but they also work with people who are songwriters, which may or may not be the artist. In other words, the person who writes the song may not be the one who sings it. Some of them work with producers, who are the people that are behind the engineering board and actually put the record together. Independent record companies, major record companies, other internet companies that are involved in the music business, doing their deals and trying to figure out how to get music onto their websites. I mean, anytime music is being used commercially, there's going to be a lawyer on both sides of the transaction trying to protect the party's interests.
Are you an artist?
I am.
So how did you go from being an artist to creating this kind of business?
Like, what was the transition like for you? Or what was like the turning point where you're like, okay, I know that I'm an artist, but I want more than that?
That's a great question. I wouldn't say it's a necessity. I would say it was more like a survival remedy, right? It's like the reality set in when you do music, and you know when you got something, it's like, man, I got a hit right here. This dope. And you could put it out and nothing change in your life. You know what I mean? But like, you know you got something. So it's like, all right, well, it's not gonna work with just the music. It was like, I gotta find a way to figure out like, how does this work while I don't have to give up music, but I don't have to like depend on the income from the music. So it's just using my resources. It's like if I'm in the same cities of black business owners who may be going through the same thing I'm going through, but don't have the amount of time I have to take it somewhere like a digital social media platform, then I got to utilize what I got in the areas that I'm in, or it's sink or swim. Money brings power. Your power brings influence. Under the right influence that got your best interest, we're going to build success.
Do you have a memory or like a moment where you felt like you were in this moment of like survival and wanting yourself to get to this place that you're describing?
Every day. Every day.
That's good.
Every day. Like right now. Like I think like this is big for me and on a personal level. Like I think a lot of this moment right now.
You know what I'm saying? If you hit
hot artist,
you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure your rights now don't get violated, and you get paid the money you get supposed to get paid for any deal that
facts
or anything that's working on that music.
A lawyer is basically on first, especially if you in a space where you feel like you need a manager. It's lawyer time, because what comes with that is a contract. Obviously, I got some income to be able to afford this attorney that I might need to review or draw up this contract for me.
Right. It's kind of like that. I don't know if you heard about that situation with Master P and 50 Cent, where Master 50, you know, he wasn't hot, but he was buzzing.
Yep, I heard about that.
And then P booked him for like 1.5. I think he booked him for like 1.2 million. You know what I'm saying?
He recycled it.
Yeah, and
they do it at a later date.
Yeah, I want you to do it at a later date, but it was locked in through contract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
he was worth way more.
Soon, like next year, the boy 50 doing. He probably doing 5 million
You hear me?
a month. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
he said, I got it.
That's why you gotta have a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In place to be able to, hey, like you buzzing. You want to think about the contracts you're making in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could be worth a lot more
Facts
than what
alive.
you're putting on locking
Facts
in on this
alive.
paper. My take on the manager, they gotta keep that revenue coming in, keep you moving, keep you buzzing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got you. It's a show over here, it's a doo-doo over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, making sure you lock in on your craft. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to worry about where do I got to go to get my money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's already locked.
And everybody else on their craft around you too. So you ain't got to worry about it.
Exactly. He's
You know
doing his
what I mean?
craft where he's promoting you to the top of his team. You know what I'm saying? And making sure you get the top dollar for. You know what I'm saying? Without cutting you out.
Because like you gonna need like a booking agent. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're gonna need a business manager in a sense if he ain't that, because it's a personal manager.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of different like titles even throughout the book that'll help you like uncover. It's like, damn, so this is based off demand though. Because if you don't, you know what I mean, got these problems, then you don't need to go create these like overheads where you gotta pay everybody. Absolutely. Where it's like, well, damn, I could have got a job for this. It's like, no, this is like when you successful. Yeah. But like, ain't that what you preparing for? What you were saying with the attorney, like you got to think about the future. Absolutely. So it's like right now, to be aware is to be alive. Absolutely. So get the information, know what to apply, but then you'll be like, okay, I know what this is. This is my transition to a different space based off of like what I know.
You know, usually people do it with the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's interesting because like, a lot of people, a lot of young bloods ain't even got their family that's supporting them. You know what I'm saying? So they locking in stuff with the game.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Tekashi demonstration with Buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what made all that go sour was because Tekashi found out that, wait, y'all booked me. I'm the hottest thing, and y'all telling me y'all only booked me for $250,000, only get $250,000. But the whole time they was booking the show for 1.5 million. They locked in 1.5 and gave him 250,000.
Yeah.
And that's when he went to the feds on.
That's a perfect example to use for contractual agreements. Let's just check out the video that we got on a manager.
A manager is responsible for overseeing the business and professional aspects of a musician's career, including managing their finances, negotiating contracts, and booking gigs and performances. Finding a manager can be challenging, but there are a few key steps you can take to find the right one for your career. Number one, determine your needs. Before you start looking for a manager, it's important to determine what you need from a manager and what you're looking for in a professional relationship. This can help you narrow down your search and help you find a manager who is the right fit for you. Number two, once you have a clear idea of what you're looking for, start researching potential candidates. This can include looking for a manager who has experience working with an artist similar to you. Number three, once you have identified a few potential candidates, schedule meetings to discuss your career goals and see if you are a good fit. It's important to have an open and honest conversation about your expectations and concerns to ensure that you are comfortable working together.
Is that a bedroom?
Number four,
Like them
review
pillows?
the contract. If you decide to work with a manager, be
Got the
sure
little silk
to
vibes
review
and
the
shit?
contract carefully before signing. This should include details on the terms of the agreement, including the length of the contract, the responsibilities of the manager, and any compensation.
Added on to some of the things we were saying, you know what I'm saying, locking things in with their contractual agreement, you know what I'm saying, making sure you know your purpose for the manager, what's your need, why you need a manager, you know what I'm saying, like, because you could be overly exaggerating, like, I need a manager, and you ain't even got no how music, you know, the talent, you may be a good songwriter, you know what I'm saying, but like you on that stage, you ain't even performing good, you ain't got no stage presence.
It used to be about like cosigns, recommendations, stuff like that in the industry for the search. Like when it's time to go looking for talent, you want to go in trusted areas. Oh man, it's this one kid, woo woo. Then they send the A&R down to Madison and go check it out.
Right.
Everybody know in today's world, it's SoundCloud, it's YouTube. They got instant access to see what the numbers do, what the fans talking about. Right. So then like you sell yourself now, you position yourself, you your own cosign, but a record still with one of these artists, it's still worth what it was worth back then.
Yeah.
How to network in music spaces, I think this is important. You know?
Either way it goes, number one is don't talk badly about people. The reason you should not be talking bad about people is, for one, a lot of times it's going to come off negatively on you. Do not get upset with people for not responding to you. Do not get upset with people for not giving you the time that you think they should be giving you. If somebody introduces you to somebody else, do not try to go around that person in the future to try to do business with that person. Don't try to get back to those people in the future, at least without that person's permission who originally connected you with them. Otherwise, you're gonna look like you're a slimy person.
Absolutely.
You're gonna look like you're trying to go around them and cut them out of the scenario and push them to the side. Why this is so important? It's a simple fact that it happens all the time. People play these games all the time in the industry. People use people to get to other people, and if people start to think that you're a rat, people start to think that you're a snake, they're going to spread that into this small community, and these words spread quickly, and that could prevent a lot of other relationships from building for you.
You remember the 3 things not to do when you're networking as an artist or in the music industry? The first one was don't talk bad about people.
Absolutely.
You remember the second one? Don't take offense to the lack of response.
For not responding. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And then the third one?
The third one was, of course, the don't, you know what I'm saying, snake the plug.
Let's go back to the first one. Don't talk bad about people, which is, you know, common sense. But like we talking from a music industry standpoint, he made a great point.
Absolutely.
It's a small space. And then for 2, your information that you're sharing about somebody else becomes basically like a jewel for somebody else to go and cater back to this individual so they can possibly get their position. It's like, well, shit, if I, you know, run back and let this individual know what's going on, I'll look loyal. You know what I mean? And maybe you are, and maybe this person shouldn't be talking shit about, you know, but I like that. You should just like take your L's with your W's. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And know that it's all a part of the game you in. When you decided to become a musician in this business, you signed up for it.
A situation happened with me where, you know what I'm saying, like I felt the shit was wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I ain't finna go broadcast, you know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, Well, for that get out of persona that you take everything personal.
Yeah. And then the second one was don't take offense or something like that about lack of response. People be busy, man.
Absolutely.
Some people really work their calendar. Some people don't take emails, phone calls. They ain't doing text messages between. I know I do. Hey, Monday through Friday, my phone going do not disturb from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It is only because I got stuff to do that I need to be doing for myself, for others. It's like I need to be in lock-in mode. That phone can't ring and distract me. Can't no notification come through distract me. No, I need this thing. If I'm on it, it's because I'm on it. It didn't distract what I was going on. Somebody told me, yeah, I got your email, I got your voicemail as well. I got you on the schedule to respond to your email tomorrow. What? I ain't that organized. But you gotta understand that that's the grace that we need to have or learn. Because it's like, man, these people got shit going on.
Absolutely.
You can learn from it if you just be patient enough to like accept it first. Like, damn, you know, like I'm the asker here. You know what I'm saying? I'm reaching out to this person. How many other people are doing that when I'm doing it? I don't know. I ain't gonna say I struggle with that, but I have called people out internally on my own. Like when I reach out to people and I don't get like no response, but I know you like, you know, seeing my message I'm sending you, or I be like, man, why? Like I prefer, selfishly I guess, I prefer to say, fuck you, or it's not a good idea, it's not a good fit for me, something in response to, you know, but that's just me. To me, no, it's not right now. I'll say yes later, but I'm telling you no right now. I'm cool with that.
And what I seen too with a lot of people that's really on their grizzle, you know what I'm saying, like they'll ask you like, what's it, what you respond better to, email or text, you know what I'm saying, because they already know like, you know what I'm saying, how they respond. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, okay, if you respond better to text, I'm gonna shoot you a text tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying?
Schedule
like,
that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm learning how to be that professional because I came in as an artist.
Absolutely.
You know, we're interested like, man, I need to learn a business on this shit, you know?
For sure.
So along the way, you know, schooling, self-teaching, trial and error, it's like, well, shit, this shit kind of interesting still. You know what I mean? I don't care what nobody say about the music business. It's interesting because it's a creative space where you can create newness all the time, just based off a song. Like, I'ma always rest on creativity, man. So it's like, this can't die. And I don't think you put a price on these type of things either. It's more like, man, just keep creating. So Screening the Sharks. I got an interesting video for this, man, because I think the book was talking about more like, we talk about this chapter is how to pick a team, right? So Screening the Sharks is like individuals that's possibly coming for all the wrong reasons, right? It's like you could be a shark because you look at me like an opportunity and you know I can possibly like, you know, benefit you more than you plan on benefiting me. So you gotta screen the shark.
These record labels are inclined to keep us as dumb as possible. They know that if we get to communicate, putting our heads together and comparing notes, we're gonna figure out some shit real fast. If we get on the same page, it's a chance that we could unionize. They really don't want that.
Unionize, you feel me? Like, Pimp knew what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So what I say Screening the Sharks is like even considering like the team, a label is a teammate. So like with me, it's like, it goes even back to what I was just explaining, like being weary of when you pick it like a manager, an agent, whoever, because they may have ulterior motives. The industry is designed to reward them to have their ulterior motive. So it's the industry really, you know what I mean? So it's still the system. So no matter who is doing it, it's systematically incentivized. What the book goes into is what I was busting down. Like every chance you get to meet with people, you know, try to meet with them in person. But it's a reason for that. Eye contact, body language, how this person moves when I respond to certain things that matter to me. If I'm talking about partnering, you know what I mean? Are they in their phone? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this person like? It matters. This we finna partner. Like you talking about you finna be my manager. I need you to full eye contact, everything cut off of the world right now, right? Because you believe in what we got going on. And if that's not it, it's like, why you here? Who sent you? So I think meeting in person is how you screen a shark. You know what I mean? Reference checks. And this all coming from the book too, but I just agree with it. It's way more. But it's like, we don't do this in the black spaces too much, where it's like, all right, man, give me like 3 or 4 references, you know what I mean? And really call people up like, hey, I'm thinking about doing some business with XYZ, you know what I mean? He said you was a good reference. Can you please explain some type of business y'all done together that, you know, give me, you know, the comfort to do business with her? And take it a step further, especially if you already got like people on your team, like connect with your current teammates for their opinion. You know what I mean? Like you about to have people working together, you know what I mean, potentially, who don't know each other yet. So let them get a feel for them. Like set up something where it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm gonna invite you to one of our company little parties, whatever, you know what I mean? We see how you mix and mingle with everybody. Right. You ain't gotta say yeah at the interview, you know what I mean? But I wanna give you a run through and get you, everybody get a vibe for you. Yeah. Stuff like that. Decide now, confirm later. Meaning like, you can say no right now and be okay with that no. Or you can say yes, but still be on a probationary period, 6 months. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got 6 months of my life though. This is my life. This 6 months can make or break my shit too. Yeah, or it can do nothing. And we're gonna go our separate ways. But it's important that like, you know, decide now. It's like, and to be honest, a lawyer would be important for shit like that. Yeah. You know, when you finna decide on who's gonna be on your team and shit like that, because you wanna do it legally too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where your shit don't come back on you. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not giving legal advice. We just having a conversation at the monthly music meeting, and we're reading a book that, you know, is available and sold publicly. So this is basically like a review. You know, it's a tricky part of the industry where you gotta possibly change a team member.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? It can be fortunate, it can be unfortunate, but it do happen. If you look at it, like the Hot Boys was way deeper than what they dwindled down to be. You know what I mean? No limit. Everybody started as the same lunatics. Like, when it's good, it's great. Houston.
Yeah, we're proud.
You hear me? And ignoring it won't help. It's a problem, especially internally, your team, your producer, your artist, your manager. Like, you need to address it immediately in a way where this small thing don't turn into like a snowball effect. I read so much about the bad effects of smoking that I got scared and gave up reading. Because I was only seeing it when I read. Like, changing the team member, why? Can it be resolved? How fast can it be resolved? Will this happen again? Like, these are the things we gotta evaluate, right? Yeah. And then if you need to just like, you know, go your separate ways, I think you do the right thing for the right reasons. We gotta understand what that is. It's like, ego can't be there. You know what I mean? It can't be like, oh, I feel like my status has been stepped on or whatever. It's like, no, that's whack, because it's a bigger picture. It's like, hey, what was the small thing first? Because we had so many encounters where it turned into a big thing, because it was the lack of communication, the lack of just, you know what, nah, that shit gotta be the one.
As you look at the Rockefeller, you know what I'm saying, dynasty, you know what I'm saying?
Perfect example.
It was like, you look at like, damn, why the fuck did they do them like that, you know what I'm saying? But when you really go back, you see all the court cases, all the trouble, the shoes, all the extra shit that was going on. But then what he was looking like, man, look, y'all don't even understand what's the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all keep doing this crazy stuff and we gotta waste time and money on this. So I think it was like regardless of how people feel about it, because I do like feel a certain way, but I don't know what was behind it, but just seeing that was a chess move. Like,
if you're gonna be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Emotions, feelings maybe was hurt.
Absolutely.
But in the business, has the business succeeded? Yeah.
Absolutely.
They good.
Look at the few that still, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Them was like, well, yeah, I wasn't part of those because I saw the picture. You know?
Lost confidence. Like, and we talk about in the context of like a team member, how to pick a team. So like, what happens when you like lose confidence in your manager? You lose confidence in an artist that you manage in. Like, so like, what is the proper way to address that?
I can't say it's always, but I think it should be a meeting. You know, it should be addressed head on with that entity, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? The manager or the videographer. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be addressed head on. Other than that, if it's not, it's gonna be like some type of discord with the department.
If it's not addressed, you'll feel it even in the appearance of the two parties, whoever, how many parties involved, you will feel it's like the tension to be there. Because like normally, y'all would be, you know, praying together or whatever it'd be like. But now y'all, you know, so it's, what lingers, like people pick up on, and you don't want to be like the one explaining like why somebody peeped what you was trying to like bury. I say with the loss of confidence, it's just like, what was the confidence at first?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I do address the artist, the manager, whoever, I would remind them of that confidence I had and the reasons why I had it.
And I also think, like, you know, when like you said, could it be fixed? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause me addressing like what this issue is, could you just be, you know what I'm saying, getting complacent?
Yeah.
And your talent and your craft, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't challenging yourself no more. So I'm addressing it to see how you react.
Yeah.
And if your reaction is the same, I'm getting the same work, then that's when, you know, I gotta start seeking and I gotta like address you again. Like, yo, I'm about to see your attention at that last demonstration. Yeah. And I see you still, this is 3 months later, 90 days, bro, you still got the same work, bro. I know you better than this.
Yeah. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you can't get to it. Now, if you gotta keep addressing it, you just gotta go, because the loss of confidence is the loss of fucking motivation to even do something for or with. Absolutely. It's like, man, I don't got confidence in what you got going on. I'm a half-ass it. It's gonna be bad for all of us.
Yes, sir.
The loss of confidence is just like falling out of love, because I'm telling you, when I'm not the lawyer dude talking. I got an ear for this shit. Yeah. If I love the sound of an artist right to the point where it's like, well, I don't really fuck with the artist no more. So it's not that the artist not good. Right. It's that I just don't give a fuck about the confidence part about having it for the success of the artist. Right. So it's like, man, that's a dangerous place to be in. Yeah. So it's like, man, we need to address why I'm feeling this way, right? Because I don't want to promote something that I don't want to, you know what I mean, coexist with. Yeah. So it's like, nah, you gotta be able to like see, is it worth giving up forever? Right. If not, then figure it out. Talk to the person directly or through another teammate. You know what I mean? Because some people are not confrontational, you know what I'm saying? Some people like, they get weird about that shit. You go to somebody like, man, look, I don't like how you work in the motherfucking marketing room and shit. Like, that ain't really, what the fuck you mean? You know, I was just saying, nah, nigga, this my job. I need to let you know I don't like what's going on over here. So sometimes you have to yank the shoulder of somebody else like, hey, man, let Bobby know, man. I'm looking at the numbers and his ain't numbering. So let him know if I gotta come talk to him, it ain't gonna be the same with me sending you to talk to him. And then some people okay with that. You know what I mean? So think about it, you gross 100, but you only net 40K. Right. They taking that 15,000 out of that 40, not the 100, cause they your manager. Shit. Whoever else got all that shit, like so it's like you just gotta be weary of your 15 to 20 wiggle room, because it can come back and haunt you. You want to negotiate the 15 or lower at best. You know what I'm saying? Because 20 racks is 20 racks, 15 racks. We were just talking whole numbers, 100,000. It get tricky when you start saying 275K, 200, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, what's my 20% of that?
Help them with marketing decisions. They'll beat up the record company. They'll help make creative decisions about which songs to use, how to put the album out, how to best position the artist in the marketplace. And they're also involved in the business decisions, picking other team members and so forth.
A manager is mandatory in the space of like just being able to remain creative as an artist, right? And you talking about somebody finna help you put your album out, somebody finna help you market this motherfucker, somebody finna help you get you booked. It's like, okay, what you gonna be doing? Hopefully making 20 songs a day, motherfucker. If this person out here raving for you like your biggest fan, saying like you need to be doing this, so like your job is to make sure your songs turn into assets for everyone. Think like you'll be the best, right? And you gonna put the work ethic in to be the best. Like you're not just gonna write a song and then think you're gonna perform it and that's it. It's like, no, I'm gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna be doing shit. I'm gonna be collaborating. I'm gonna be networking. I'm gonna be doing a lot of shit to let people know I'm up next. I wonder what Drake manager get.
You was just thinking, I'm like, man, I wonder what the fuck they getting, cause like they getting them numbers.
You gotta know that it's a 360 deal now. So the label's getting paid off your shows too now, right? That's why rappers bragging about getting 500,000 a show, $1 million a show. That's really 200,000 a show. You know what I mean? Like, and then you gotta bust that down with your whoever, touring manager, booking agent, personal manager, if he on the road with you. But understand that them people that you paying are important, nigga. Yeah. And they should be people that you screened already. that you feel comfortable busting your bag down with. Because nigga, they working their ass off to make sure the bag keep coming for you. The fans not gonna like every artist that be in artist mode and business mode. It's a turnoff sometimes to people, right? I've accepted my shit. It's like, cause I'm not trying to convince motherfuckers outside of the artist. I'm not trying to convince the fans. I'm talking to artists. I call it IOU because it's on us. You know what I mean? To figure out how to save us in a sense. So it's like, man, look, this ain't gonna hurt. You can recycle this content, play this shit back, like take notes and go research all the stuff we putting on the screen. Like this is service because most people don't sign it because of that. It's a 360 deal. You're gonna be locked in the deal. It's like, oh, AKA you don't have no other way to make no money.
Right.
You know what I mean? This deal is saving your life, so you feel like I gotta protect myself with everything. But it's like, nah, it's other ways. Dude, he into the numbers and investing and probably scamming and shit too, but he knew other ways to get money. But I'm gonna take it, use it to flip it, and then I'll just get out of this sooner. But I use this money like alone. You know what I mean? So that's what Money Man did. And I was like, oh, that's so smart because he changed my perspective on signing deals when he said that. That's all these record deals are.
Shit.
It's loans and your collateral, cause you ain't got the money. Your collateral is your music. You know what I mean? You gotta give me 5 albums. And I want parts of every endorsement deal you get after we blow you up. I know Nike coming, we made you the biggest rapper in the world. We gave you $1 million. So now you gotta give us some of that check that Nike give you. Cause if it wasn't for us, Nike wouldn't want to fuck with you.
Think about Drake, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is he the biggest artist? I don't be seeing him in a lot of commercials. Well, I don't watch a lot of TV anyway, so I don't know if he in a lot of commercials. But what is his manager marketing scheme? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely, he with Jordan. He branded with Jordan.
I see.
He branded with Sprite. He branded with like the bigger brands. He like a premium artist, so he only gonna have the best. You know, and Jay, Sprite, everybody know about these. So it's like, you might not see him with Actively Black,
Right.
that brand that's in competition with Nike, because he rocked Nike and he with Nike. So I think it's about success breeding more success. The culture sells products, services, everything. So if you got somebody like a Drake doing something in the space of music, it's a no-brainer to put him in your brand or your service product thing. It's like, oh, Drake makes it cool. Lets the people know we're cool. So it's like, and local is the new global. I see that for local artists too. Think about it, like they drop videos, they host events, they're doing all the shit that bring the city out where people would say, hey, I rock with this because of him. So now you got this person as an endorser, this person as somebody you sponsoring, financially or just in kind things that you giving in return, clothes, whatever, you know, food, whatever.
So do Drake, is he still signed with Wayne?
I believe Drake signed to Rap A Lot. I believe Drake signed to Universal. I believe Drake signed to Cash Money. Well, yeah, I believe Drake signed. He got a lot of deals, man. Like,
That's crazy.
but I mean, he make a lot of money. I'm pretty sure he renegotiated. He bragged about being a contract killer. Like his lawyer can, you know, fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like,
All right, he is.
so he got a lot of shit going on, man, where he's never appeared to be lower than he once was when the last time you seen him. And then this goes back to like negotiating a manager deal. You know what I mean? It's like, who got skin in the game? That's who gonna win the negotiation. We talking about Drake. You think Drake need to convince a manager to work with him?
Right, hell no.
The manager needs to convince Drake to work with him.
Exactly.
So he's gonna be like, man, all right, man, I'll take 5%, man. Fuck it, man.
Right.
But your 5% next to me working with a local artist that it's different.
Right.
Anybody will take that 5% from Drake right now. So it's like understanding that if this is the manager of Drake though, talking to a local artist or the next upcoming artist, look at my portfolio. I'm not here to convince you.
Right.
I'm on tour right now. I stopped everything to come here to let you know you up next, man. Fuck with me. The game changed. The rules changed. The tactics changed. Like the ways that you had to like reach your audience is went digital in so many words. So it's like, that's why you should read the updated version, but you can't go forward without looking back.
The most comprehensive and radical update I've done in the history of the book. And that's because the music industry has changed more radically than it's ever changed before in its history. From the time that the music business started, back when there were piano rolls and then wax cylinders, music was always monetized by selling something. Now, that's no longer true. Based on streaming, music is monetized by how many listens you get. For example, if you bought a record, took it home, and never listened to it, or listened to it 1,000 times, the artist got the same amount of money. Today, that's not true. But even more importantly is the idea that whatever I listen to takes away from the money that another artist is getting.
That's a
because
fact.
you can't listen to more than one song at a time, even though in the old days you could buy more than one album when you went to a store. So therefore, there's a finite pool of money. It's divided up based on the number of plays that you get. And so therefore, the more plays I'm getting, the less you're making, because we're each competing for a piece of a small, finite amount of pie. So the whole world has changed in terms of music, in terms of how it's marketed, in terms of getting people to listen instead of buy. And all of that's covered in the new edition of the music book, so check it out.
The game changed, right? You used to have like all these big like releases around the excitement of your album, you know what I mean? Your shirt come with it and all this merchandise at the shows. Like now it's like, nigga, I'm downloading that shit. And I ain't buying that shit. I'm streaming that shit off YouTube when it drop, nigga, because somebody gonna upload it.
Exactly.
So it's like, bro, you gonna lose if you're trying to like use the old rules in a new game that's changed, but it'll teach you like of why it changed though.
Right.
It changed because the money was like getting drained. It's like the value of the music industry became that of like, nigga, I'm gonna get it bootleg as soon as it come out anyway, nigga. So it's like, how can I get paid off the bootlegs? Take it digital. Stop putting CDs and CD players in cars and all that. Like, make it to the point where they mind go to the computer or the phone first.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like, what the car industry got to do with the music industry? Why y'all take the CD players out? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can still burn a CD. You feel me? But they designed it to be this way, and we just gonna adapt without question. They put satellite radio, everything. You know what I'm saying? Streams. If this the space that we operate in, we should be aware of this. We should be updated.
And they still did it with a decent trickery as well, cause like they was already complaining that they was getting like $2 off a $15 CD. You know what I'm saying? So now, when you think about Spotify, I was seeing like they getting like 0.7 cent a play. Or,
You know what I'm saying?
Like, so if you calculate that up, like they getting the big piece still. You know what I'm saying? They giving out.
You just get more opportunities to do it with a single that's going online, other than the physical that was bought out of store. That probably get lost, get broke, motherfucker never play it again, or play it 1,000 times, like you said. But who knows? Who knows how many times that motherfucker was played? You sold it $17 one time. How about $17 every time, every day? That's a profitable business.
Artists is getting paid royalties when the song's getting played on TikTok, on these social medias too. What the?
TikTok is the new space for breaking artists, breaking songs, social media in general. Think about it. Once the song start trending, everybody putting it on their reels, their stories, everything, right? So social media is the new A&R. They breaking the songs. The world tell you if you got a record or not.
How they getting paid from the song? So say I don't even know this motherfucker going crazy in Italy. You know
So that's the job of your pros, your performance rights organizations you sign up with. As a producer, I want to say you're a part of the sound recording, right? That's the SR copyright. And then as a writer, you a part of like the composition, right? It's the word, right? So you responsible for writing this song. That's what you're gonna be getting your royalties off of. So every time this song is played, if you didn't do the Kanye West, made the beat, wrote the song, all that shit, you're gonna be busting this down with somebody. So, but your version is different than my version. If I'm just a writer, I'm getting the composition. Like I don't know if it's composition, but it's something along the lines of that. And then if you like made the beat, you getting the other version of the copyright. So yours is if I'm composing as the writer, you get the sound recording as the producer, the person who provided me the sound. Right. So every time this played, you get or you should, depending on the contracts, lawyers, paperwork, right? You know what I mean? But it's steps to take too. So it's just all you need to know about the music business. For one, it's two different ways you can sign up for ASCAP, BMI, all of them. You can be, I believe it's just like an artist, a writer, and then you could be a publishing company, right? Because they're not gonna pay artists a publisher responsibility payment. It's like, no, if you don't got a publisher, that payment just, you know, sits. You ain't got nobody to kind of claim this money because you just getting one version of your royalty. Best thing you can do is give it somebody that know how to organize a publishing company. If you're not gonna let somebody give you a publishing deal and you sign your shit to them, you need to start your publishing company. So you could be this publisher and I'm the writer. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get 100% of this breakdown. The information that come behind us even wanting to do this type of research, working with artists, businesses, the community, it's really like a team thing already with LessWork. So our goal is to create like an attractive product, service for people that want to bring their expertise, they experience to LessWork. You know what I mean? And we don't limit it to artists. I think the artists will reap the benefits of our partnerships with businesses because we'll be able to provide an even greater experience. This is more so for the upcoming artist, for the upcoming business person that wants some more light on what they got going on, right? I need high quality images. I want promotional videos. I want somebody to pull up to this event for me and do this. Like this is like your, starter kit for a promo team, a media team. It's normally $500 we want to target around value. It's new, you know what I mean? And people don't know how to accept new. So like when it's new, it's like, oh, I don't know, I want to take that chance, I don't want to do it. I think this is the way we Netflix the industry though. Absolutely. Now, think about it, bro. Like, you know the mission. Us partnering, businesses, artists, organizations, everybody, right? It only affords us revenue streams to offer a bigger, better, grand presentation. It's endless in it, but it's more like, how do we get the information to them in front of them, right? I believe in not making the ticket high to like serve the purpose that it's gonna do. It's less work when we work together. I'm gonna tap the shoulder of so many people to provide the services for the monthly music membership. A motherfucker, I hope they don't think I'm doing all that. I'm gonna tap the shoulders of anybody with a recording studio, anybody with a media center, anybody that got access to flyers and printing and all that type of graphic design. Bro, I'm gonna send a certain amount of people to you every month for a promotional rate though. Right. These are our subscribers. What we're doing is we're growing the space, we introducing, we keeping people active. I'm not saying give it to them for free. I'm just saying based on the relationship, you know, what LessWork represent, what we asking for is a discounted rate based off of a certain number. Let's say we need to reach a certain number before you can give us that discount. I need at least 3 people coming through for me to cut it and I can still make a profit on it. Okay, cool, I can do that. Let me get my people up and then we're gonna revisit. Now let me go to somebody else who ain't told me they need 3 people. I can figure out another space, right? You just want. But it's like we need to have this, artists, businesses, everybody deserve to have an option like this. It's just that nobody's figured out how to do it. They're trying to do it all on their own. I believe in partner until we can purchase. You busting your price down for what? We're only coming once a month possibly. But like this once a month, it's gonna be your opportunity to let us know what you got going on, what's coming up for you, and we're gonna, cover it.
And so are they able to cancel at any time?
Cancel anytime.
Let me utilize this space, utilize everything that's in here. If I don't like it after the 30 days, it was a $135 investment into my business. Yep. And I can file at the end of the year on my taxes.
Talk your shit.
What is it to risk with a, melanin king brother?
No risk. No risk. Plus, it's really everything that we do already for ourselves. We just turn it into a service. Yeah, and that's the mission that we trying to get artists to really do for themselves too.
Yeah. So what else? What all you offering? What all is offered in the membership?
So the highlights of it is interviews, blogs, weekly raffle entries, photo shoots, and promo videos. Even at $5, that's my video. That's what I was paying for my music video. Absolutely. Right? So it's like, damn, the goal is for people to realize there is a way to sustain a local lifestyle, bro. And it's only gonna happen through partnerships. But you in the directory as a subscriber. Right. You feel me? So we are obligated to make sure people know about your moves. And I encourage artists to still do their own shit. Yeah, absolutely. It's louder if we screaming with you. Yeah. Instead of us screaming for you and you ain't doing shit. In music, LessWork gonna give you examples of like how-tos, right? We did a video release at a peanut butter and jelly deli on State Street downtown for our song With Us. You know what I mean? It was the first that I've seen anybody do something like that, right? So it's like, this is what we mean by saying like, bro, you gotta get, you are your creative director. You own your motherfucking like image in a sense, right? So me going in there was me knowing that I'm Lil Wayne of Madison. I don't nobody gotta tell me. I'm telling myself, I know, look, I'm the one that's gonna create the traffic, the influence for your business, right? Like I'm the one that's making the music, talking to people, reaching them. So when I tell the people that's listening to me, my audience, where I'm gonna be, they don't give a fuck that wherever it's at. I'm gonna come in there, oh damn, people are like, let me check this shit, right? So it's like now we audience sharing. I'm introducing a new group of individuals who probably never fucking stepped foot in here. And you saying yes to me, you know, is offering me a beautiful space to shoot my music or release my music video, display my music video. Now we eating a sandwich that y'all named after the song. Like it was a lot of marketing shit that went in it that is like templated, bro. Like, so all what partnerships would do for LessWork, memberships will just, you know, elevate all those presentations. Because we ain't gonna lose the creativity. It's more about like empowering it in a way where this society says you have to do it, which is financially, you know what I mean? But like, it don't cost nothing to think. All right, so the third Sunday in January is the 21st. 21st of January. And just trying to figure shit out, man, you know? But the goal is to grow. I think we're gonna do a part 3 to how to pick a team.
Done it all, still evolve, we healing y'all. Cause hurt people, them the worst people. Made a way, stay no minimum wage. New beginnings with the city. What you waiting on?